HHDG. Peace, HHDG. We're back again for a new episode. 2 in the same day. Won't see that too often. Peace, y'all, everyone out there. You're tuning in to HHDG Media, the podcast. Shout out to our Facebook group, HHDG Hip Hop Discussion Group, as well as our YouTube channel, tuning in. And as you can see, as always, the bottom banner shows our website, hhdgmedia.com. You can go check out the latest music, upcoming events, as well as our merch. As for tonight, we got returning a very talented, multi-talented artist coming out of PG County. You know, so much talent that comes out of there. He continues to support the community in the area. Definitely going to speak on that. Dropped a solid album in 2022, Receipts, with some well-known producers from his area as well as others. Very noteworthy. Dope guest on there. Always brings that energy, that fire that continues to, inspire others, as well as people like myself that always are looking for new music, whether it is from an upcoming or a veteran like himself. With his with the energy that he brings, he also showed that on a dope new video. We're gonna get into that remake and the whole, just giving much respect to those that paved the way. I hope there's we're gonna definitely talk about that video as well as what he has also upcoming, and just speak on the talent that is Priest the Nomad. Peace.
Hey, peace. What's up, brother?
How you doing?
Good to be back, good. Man.
Absolutely.
Good to see you.
Yes, indeed. I see, I speak about the community, and you've always been about the community, much respect on that.
Absolutely.
Tell us about, what's recently been going on.
Oh, man. Like you said, like you mentioned, man, we dropped the Receipts album at the end of 2022, so we're still working it throughout this year. I actually dropped 3 singles from it last year. Mm-hmm. And 2 with a video, and then 1 just a street record with my man DJ Spinner from New York. And now we have the present video out with my big bro DJ Cool. Remake is one of his first remake hit, his first hit. Music Ain't Loud Enough. So yeah, man, just been doing that stuff, and then had a trip to New York to go represent the area, man, on the shows up there, on some freestyle, get busy type of time, and just, yeah, man, getting with all types of folks down here. There's a lot of stuff coming up. So, there's things happening around town from different DJs and folks in the culture here in the area, the DMV area. Mm-hmm. So I try to participate and have my voice. My voice is one of the elders, so I definitely try to represent. And I'm on a mission to bring multiple generations and multiple scenes together in this area. And to make sure that we all moving as, that we all at least aware of each other and the history of hip hop in this area as well. So, yeah, man, absolutely. And working on this documentary, for speaking of that, got a documentary happening that is my 30-year story, but it's in it. It's bringing out a lot of things about the doing hip hop in the Go-Go City, and the challenges and being at the nation's capital and the politics and where they make legislature to lock up our black men. It gets involved. So in my story, there's so many like me. I'm just one. So we're making sure we document. That's the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Sorry
That's
about
about
that.
it,
My
man.
connection got a little messed up right there.
Kind of froze for a bit. Yeah, I think he kind of froze up. You might have to rejoin.
Sorry, I got a little disconnected right there.
Yeah. I said you might to rejoin. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you're talking about telling your story with the upcoming documentary. How
Mm-hmm.
long have you been?
Long I've been working on it. Uh, all last year we've been working on it, and some of this year, but we're just trying to wrap it up. Um, the most challenging part is getting the writing done. All the interviews are done, so um, we just moving forward with that, and hopefully we can get it wrapped up by the summer sometime this year. So I think you might have froze again, man. Hello, hello, hello. You must be rejoining. I can't see the chat or anything, so I don't know who's watching. Hopefully he's rejoining in a second. Hello, hello, hello.
Oh,
There we
yeah.
go. There we
Sorry.
go.
Yep. Good now. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I
so I
gotta
was just
switch to my
mentioning.
phone.
Uh, oh yeah.
Okay, you can keep going. Sorry about that.
No, I was just saying. As far as the documentary, we've been working on that for throughout last year and 2022, along with the album.
Mm,
All the interviews are pretty much done. It's just writing it, laying it out. There's certain definitely things I want to make sure that we cover and we talk about, man, as far as infrastructure, things that have kind of made the scenes be like they are here. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
And the history, especially for the youngins, man, that don't know too much of the history of us before Wale. You know what I'm saying? So we want to make sure that we get these stuff documented. And I got folks, from all different walks. I got a lot of my U Street. That's why I represent the U Street corridor art scene in the district, and a lot of my folks from that, and then of course the go-go scenes. My man DJ Cool, Sticky Dink, my man
mm,
Killer Cow from Red Essence, a lot of media folks in it. Um, so we're just people from all walks that are either from here or spent a lot of time here, and that are able and have their own observation and lens of the different scenes here, especially coming up. So it'll be interesting, man. Definitely.
that, man, that's this is this is what the community and hip hop needs, and it's great to give visuals with the music like that, because
Absolutely.
that's what really sticks with people. You know what they see, and you know that gives them those memories for later on.
Yeah, my goal is to get our whole art scene in the museums here, because I always argue that the U Street scene and all the prominent people that have come from it is probably one of the most influential scenes on DC music, arts and culture
Mm.
outside of go-go. Because we encompassed everything. We encompassed hip hop, jazz, poetry, R&B, soul, so many folks. And and if you know DC, we're a live music town, and it's so much more outside of go-go that we've contributed to. So, and that's what we definitely want to deal with. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. Mm-hmm. Now I know recently you came up to New York and you rocked it on Flip the Script Radio. Big shout out to them, as
Yeah.
well as Rappers Out of Control.
Absolutely. Yeah, shout out all those folks, man. That was a that was a grind out day, man. Literally drove up. Shout out to my man ADST who was with me shotgun. And
Absolutely. Yep.
boy, man, rode up, taped Rappers Out of Control. They're right there in Rockefeller Plaza Center, Times Square, you know what I'm saying? And did that, had dinner, hotel, went to Jersey, went to Newark, checked in the hotel, and then went right to Flip the Script. And that was live. So, and so rocked and freestyled on both of them, and then of course came back home and got sick. But mission, it was definitely a mission accomplished, man. Whenever we're going to different areas, man, we want to definitely let them know. Shout out to both of them because they rock a lot of our music here in the DMV. Not
Yep.
just me, but a lot of other artists that are dope and doing their thing. They rock and represent a lot of our music here. So this is the first time one of us had gotten an invite to definitely go up to, especially with Rappers Out of Control, to go get busy, and that's kind of prime time when their freestyle sets and stuff. So we had to make
Yep.
sure we went up there and take care of business. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
shout out to
Y'all came correct.
yeah, man. Shout out to the other fellas, the brothers that was on the show with me on Rappers Out of Control, Stallone and Weathers, man. They really good brothers. If y'all want to see the whole, I put a clip up on my portion because they had divided us into clips on their site. But if you see the whole freestyle set is on their YouTube, on their Rappers Out of Control website, and they got a YouTube link on there with the whole cipher. So those brothers definitely get busy, man. Out of North Carolina, one is from New York, but the group is out of Raleigh, Durham. So shout out to Stallone and Weathers too, man. I'll probably be linking up with those brothers doing some music. So, and that's the beautiful thing about the culture,
Nice.
man. Like,
Yep.
we respect real, and the vibe was just real dope that whole day. So, and I had respect for them. I love their music. They played our stuff. It was a mutual respect, man. So when we got busy, definitely they was like, yo, man, we definitely got to link up. So shout out to those brothers.
Dope.
Yeah.
And you know that you keep the energy flowing. So yeah, you got to tell us a little bit about the energy that came with the show you did last month with Tracy Lee. Raise the Bars show.
Yeah, man. That was blessed. Big shout out to Trey Lee, man. We did that on the Southwest waterfront at a spot, Pearl Street Warehouse, and we were the first hip hop act that they had ever booked. So cold Wednesday night in January, got about 130, 150 people came through. Um, and yeah, man, we just got busy. And shout out to Steph Love and Peace too, Live Squad. They hosted it, and yeah, man, it was a beautiful night. I also dedicated that show to our fallen comrade, Black Indian, who recently passed away.
Yeah.
So R.I.P. Black
Condolences.
Indian, Josh. So yeah, we dedicated that show. I found out like the day before he had passed, and so we made sure that we gave homage and to him and other fallen soldiers, man. So and the spirit was in the place, man. We definitely got busy, you know what I'm saying? So you know, had a lot of nice guests that came through. Sister Deborah Bond on the soul tip, my man Blocker P, you know, Prowess and Testament, shout out, you know. So we just had a lot of folks come through. And of course Trey did his thing, man, got busy. Love hearing the joints, you know, of course from the classic album, him and Biggie and all that stuff, man. It was a beautiful, beautiful night. Beautiful night.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. So we should be back actually there in the summer. They want
Oh,
us
okay.
back. Yeah, we just found out that they hit ADST up and they want to get us back there in the summer. So and it's dope because they open it's like a square and they open the back up and you can just walk by and see people performing. So we definitely going, you know, bring it back there in the summer. So mm-hmm. I think you might have frozen again. Oh, might have frozen again. I have to jump to the phone this time, homie. Whoever's watching, bear with him. if my voice wasn't messed up, I hit a freestyle about the freezing of the pitcher. Oh man, might lose my voice halfway through that thing though. I think he'll be back in a second. Y'all bear with us. Freezing of the pitcher, but we still in the mixture. 1 2 1 2. I bet she's getting this on the phone now. Is it coming back? Back, be back. Don't see him. I don't see him. I don't see him. Well, I wish I could see the chat. I know somebody got to be chatting. Oh, if anybody's watching, since he's waiting for him to come back, if y'all don't have the Receipts album, go to my Bandcamp, Priest and Nomad, just like the name, all one word, priestandnomad.bandcamp.com. Go get that album with the current single, Music Ain't Loud Enough remake, DJ Cool. I won't be disappointed. So I think he's coming back. Are we back? Are we back?
Yeah, I'm having some bad connection problems right now. Sorry about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A songwriter I gave him the band camp. Where to go get the album at? Might as well point him to the band camp. Oh man. Are you on the phone now, or you still on the you on a laptop before?
Hey, hold on. All right, there it is.
You got me?
Apologies to everyone out there. I'm having some bad internet connection right now. I don't know what's going on.
You got the gremlins in there, man. I told him my voice wasn't so crazy. I was just in a little freestyle about the frozen picture, but we still in the mixture. Hey, red
Man.
Kool-Aid, we still in the mixture. Mm.
With the most recent video,
Mm-hmm.
Music Ain't Loud Enough, with DJ Cool, Jay Hill, and dope production as always by Team Demo. Were you
Yes.
expecting, to get this type of response? Because I think it's over 100,000 views now, right?
Yes. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been phenomenal, man. Look, I never really, when I make art, man, I never really think about how it's going to do. You know what I mean? I just I'm inspired and I make the art and we work it, we do what we can, and we just leave the rest to the people. And yeah, people have spoken, man. It's been beautiful, man. Like shout out to everybody who came through for that video shoot too. We did it at on U Street and a spot Alice that used to be a historic spot called State of the Union. And
Mm.
so people who old heads that know it, so we did that, and a lot of folks came through from the scene, and yeah, man, gave love. So uh, you know, it was really a meaningful video, man. So a lot of stuff that I do, I try to really make sure that we have elements to show that it's really bigger than me or bigger than us, right? So the African dancers in that video, if you've seen the video, has African dancers,
Mhm.
West African dancers in there, and to me that represents a connection to our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Um, those, when we did the video shoot, I made people stop and have a moment of silence and prayer for those we've lost. And the sisters kind of gave an offering, so to speak, of the folks that we lost. And I always try to bring that element and things that I in my art, man, like because I feel like an obligation to honor those that came before us, right? I represent probably the ideology and the spirituality of those who would have jumped off the ship into the ocean rather than
Mm.
be in bondage. I represent that type of spirituality and rebellion in my music and my art. So I always try to like make a stronger connection, right? And just make the moment bigger, you know. So we had that spiritual energy that night, man, and I really think you can see it through the video. I really feel like it comes through the video. Even Cool was like, wow. I mean, he was blown, you know what I'm saying? Because I directed the whole thing. I just told like, look, man, all you gotta do is show up. And so I wrote it, directed it. Shout out to Next Level Visions, my man Craig, who's always my right hand man on all my videos. And it was a lot, but it really came off, man. I'm really proud of it. So it 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 took the song to another level, which is what I feel videos are supposed to do.
Mm.
I think the song in and of itself is dope. The remake of his first hit,
Yeah.
the music ain't loud enough, which is the first time publicly that a record had rap over go-go, right? And that was a very important record. So for him to trust me, for DJ Cool to trust me and be such a fan of our underground hip hop scene here, to trust me to as an artist and a producer and an engineer to remake that. And I'm just honored, man. And it's definitely got the energy, and it's definitely the video was just took it to another level. So yeah, we're climbing 100,000 so far.
Mhm.
Hopefully, another few months it's 200. Keep it going, So yeah, and shout out to all the radio DJs that have been representing and rocking that record.
Yes,
Everybody with the platforms like yourself, everyone has been getting a lot of love all over the country, man. Tons of radio interviews and people got DJs been hitting me up. I mean, daily,
that's love.
about this record, man. So,
Mm.
just shout out to everybody, man. We doing it for us, the culture, the people, the city, everything, man. So much love, respect.
Yeah, that's much love right there. Dope, man.
Yeah,
And I'm sure with this song too that the original, which is what it's about 30 years now.
yeah. 86,
Yep,
86.
see,
Yep,
over 30. Yeah,
yep. Way over that. Way over that. So,
I'm sure that there's people out there now, just finding out about it. Which
mm-hmm,
that's the love of music right there.
yeah. And it's funny because when I made it, and I told Cool I was gonna make a remake, and he was like, I said I'm gonna call it the music ain't loud enough remake, because I purposely want to do that, because if you look it up, either one, both of them will show up, right?
Hmm.
So if you say music ain't loud enough, both of them will come up. So, and I told him, he was like, oh, we should call it Pump Up the Volume. I'm like, nah. Because there's already a Pump Up the Volume, and I don't want, I said I want to make sure that there's a link between the original and the remake. You know what I'm saying? So people who maybe never heard of,
Yeah.
because I tell you, your most popular, your popular rap, everybody know you for Let Me Clear My Throat. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And maybe, lesser to a lesser degree, the 20-minute workout, a couple other songs or whatever. But I'm like, this will bring a little bit more attention back to the original, and it has probably, I'm sure. Um, so it's a blessing, man, because it has just as much energy, but a whole different direction. You know what I mean? And shout out to Team Demo, man.
Yeah,
Goodness
absolutely.
gracious,
Yeah.
man, who came with it. They came with it with that track, and that's family. So shout out to them. Shout out to all my VA family that's been in the game. I remember me, Team Demo, man. We were all sneaking out of high school together, man. They was coming from VA. I was coming from Maryland, man. Going to the city, going to all the clubs, the Ritz, the Chicago's, and Chapter 3, and all that, man. So shout out to those dudes, man. And yeah.
Dope. Wow. I didn't know that the history with all y'all went back that far.
Oh yeah, man. They were the only cats. Like when I came on the scene as a dancer, when I was dancing, still in high school, man, 89, 90 coming out. I think they came a little later, maybe
Hmm.
like 90, 91, because they're a few years younger. But they were sneaking out of high school, going out to the Roxy, like the Roxy and Howard parties and stuff. And I didn't even realize they was in high school. Everybody, that's when you could rock with the fake IDs back then. You can get up on all the little spots with the fake IDs and all that, man. So I used to see they were lower life forms back then, and I remember, man, just seeing them dudes, man. And the only other person that was on like that scene that I still knew from his day when I first came out was Grap. Was Grap Lover, because Grap was still dancing back then. He had pretty much just kind of came down this area, man. So shout out Grap Lover, Number 2, Soul Brother. Me and him used to go at it dancing too. You know what I'm saying? So, I was 100 pounds lighter. Little skinny rail dude, you know. Ain't had my grown man body weight yet. Little, 17-year-old kid coming out, So, yeah, man. Respect.
Definitely. Can you tell us why you chose the name Receipts for the latest album?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's been a number of different. It's funny. 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Got my dope black dad mug for my babies. Gave me my dope black dad mug. So there's been a number of documentaries in the area, man, about DC hip hop and DMV hip hop and different things like that. And you get into these discussions and everybody talking about, who's the top MCs coming out of the DMV, who's this, all these lists they always come out with and everything. And everybody's always tagging me in these lists, man, that I'm rarely ever on. And just because it's a generational thing, you know what I mean? So anybody can go on the side to make a list. You know what I'm saying? And I just noticed a couple of things, and I think it was while I was already making the music, I was already making a bunch of songs, and I think it was one time when somebody was posting this and this and that, and so all I did was, I was like, yo, man, we've been here, we've been around for a long, because whether you like me or not, what you can't deny is work, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't deny work. Work is math. It's absolute. You know what I'm saying? So I went downstairs in my basement, little box. I had all these articles and clippings and books and things, that old CDs and videotapes and all this stuff. And I just brought it upstairs, and I put them on the table and took a picture. And I just posted it and was like, yo, we've been here, man. Source Magazine, Blaze Battles, Sister to Sister, like all of these, Billboard, all of this stuff, man, and like, yo, man, we've been here. And then, I got a number of VHS tapes from old shows and started, transcribing them, digitizing them, and putting up clips and stuff. And which is one of the reasons I had to start working on a documentary, because I'm like, look, I have a unique story, right, in this area, man. So and we touched a lot of different arenas. And when I started doing this thing, man, it was not cool to do in this area, man. Like in the early 90s, like I said, my start was in 92, really on the scene, like back rhyming. I was dancing before that, but rhyming 92, DJ Boost had, college party. It was on the college scene. So if you wanted the streets to mess with you, you had to rock with go-go bands. So if you wasn't with no go-go bands, dudes didn't know you. Like, it was a whole different world that we was in. And so that's kind of, and there was a lot of beef between New York, DC, and a lot of outsiders because of the drug game. It's a lot of street stuff going on, man, with a lot of the hustlers from New York coming down here, trying to get money. And DC dudes just, us, not having it, man. I think it was a climate where DC was like, man, everybody was like, man, screw everything that ain't here. If it ain't DC, especially if it's New York, we ain't messing with them New York Bama's. Like, and New York cats was like, same thing. I used to go up to New York and rock and battle stuff, and they was like, they find out I was from here, and it was all, man. You know, and I was swinging. I started swinging with Biz and all that, and that was really crazy because, you know, so, yeah, man, you know, we had to document all this stuff. So anyway, so um, I was like, look, we have to. This has to be the year of, you know, and it came up to be after to be my 30 year, right? Last year was 30 years for me. So I said it's time to make to open the books basically and do an audit of history, an audit of the culture, an audit of DC and DMV's involvement in the hip hop culture, um, and where we, you know, and where we are. Um, so that's what receipts is an audit, so to speak, um, of my place in it, the culture, my place in it when I came into it, the challenges, the good things, the good and the bad of doing hip hop in a go-go town, in a time where it was not cool to do until later. And even when hip hop became accepted here, it wasn't boom bap hip hop. It was more down south, Scarface, Devin the Dude, and Pac, basically. You know, out west, out Tupac, out west. So it was a certain style of hip hop that got accepted. You know what I mean? And it wasn't the stuff that we was doing. So, you know, there was a lot that I had to, you know, it would if it wasn't for the work that we put in, you know, the work that we did forced people to know who I am, you know, and our scene and U Street. And we helped revitalize that whole corridor, that whole district. We made it cool for white people to come back there. You know, and as I always say, artists are always the first to gentrify because it's the artists who make it cool for white people to come. Because we from these hoods. We from these neighborhoods. We can go into these places and do, you know, they had us come do freestyle sets and poetry ciphers and all that type of stuff because it was nothing for us because we from that, you know. And so we got art stuff happening now. You get the white people to go, oh, okay. Is it cool to go? Oh, it's cool to go there now. Like Knife and You. Oh, it's cool now, you know. So, so yeah, man. So that's what Receipts is. Receipts is just an audit of my journey to DC hip hop and our, you know, our place in it, and you know, say that we still here, we still doing it, and so the album cover is interesting. Shout out to my man King RG and who did the photo shoot, because we actually went to a grocery store, Wise grocery store, and that I go to, um, and I brought all this my material stuff that, you know, my articles and stuff like that.
Okay.
And we there was a little girl at the front said, "Hey, you know, my man's is a college student. He's a photography student. You mind if I just throw this stuff on a conveyor belt, take some pictures?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, sure." I was slim. I said, "Come on." We threw all. That's what the album cover is. So like we literally put all my articles, you know, books, everything that had to do with me, you know, city paper covers, you know, books that I'm the subject of, all that stuff on the conveyor belt, dog, and just and then you know, and put that so it's on the front and the back.
Yep.
And then the album cover. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, sir. That one joint with us and with me and Chad Bozeman and the hip hop theater thing. That was the one from the source. When we were doing the hip hop theater thing with Camilla. Shout out to my homegirl Camilla Forbes, who runs the Apollo now in New York. But she sparked the whole hip hop theater piece, so that we did Rhyme Deferred. So yeah, one of those articles was that. So R.I.P. Chad Bozeman, man. Yeah. And so much prominence that has come through this area, man. For real. So yep. So yeah, so definitely. So if you listen to the album, the first track on there is a summary of my journey. Where's my change? You
Mm-hmm.
know, put 30 on it. where's the change? Like, and it's a double, of course, entendre because it's where's my change is money and where's change? When are
Yeah.
we going to change the
Yeah.
way that we do things? You know, so yeah, man. So and it'll take you on a ride, man. Um, so and I love people know that I give great honor to DJs due to culture. So much that I got 2 DJ records on my album. Joined with DJ Spinner from New York to Live at the Party. And then, of course, the music ain't loud enough with DJ Cool. So 2 DJ records. People don't understand. It's crazy because one of the younger artists, some of the younger artists didn't understand that. They were like, why's he got a record talking about a DJ, talking about another person? And that's where we have to make sure that these youngins know the culture.
They let them know, yeah, that
That they
foundation.
know the culture and the
Mm-hmm.
foundation that hip hop started with the DJ. And the MC's job was just to hype up the DJ.
Yeah.
you know, like literally. So if you don't know that, then you have a lot of studying and work and research to do. That the first corner of these 4 corners of hip hop was the DJ.
Yeah.
You know,
Selling.
so without the DJ, there's no music, and without the music, there's no culture. So the DJ was it. So Cool Herc, Grandmaster Flash, you know what I'm saying, the Jazzy J's, all of those, and for us, the Cools and people before that. So so I have a lot of respect, and I'm always gonna pay homage to the DJ, man. So so that's why there are 2 DJ records on
Yeah.
the album.
Dope, dope. And continuing on with the essence of the DJ, you let them lay some cuts on here too. DJ RBI,
hmm
DJ Dalton, the team demo,
Yep.
DJ E Boogie.
Yes. 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 Absolutely. Absolutely, man. All the music is cultural. So the DJ is an instrument. That's it.
Mhm.
So when you hear hip hop and you hear soulful boom bap hip hop, at a certain point you should hear DJ expressing themselves, right? So doing the cuts and we got some phenomenal DJs down here. All the cats you mentioned are phenomenal DJs, man. Uh Rocking parties, doing cuts, all of the above, man. So shout out all the DJs on the album that definitely was, is giving me those cuts, man. Especially RBI. He's been the most, I think,
Yeah,
throughout my whole career. These last 3 albums, from Manhood Project to Out the House, Receipts, he's been the main cat. So
yeah,
the hands are God. DJ RBI. Shout
yeah.
out.
And it couldn't be a Priest of Nomad album without some live instruments. You
hmm
got sax playing going on here. You got the keys. You got the trumpet going.
hmm
You
Absolutely.
you always maintain having some live instrumentation on your projects.
Yeah, man. That's the DC in me, man. We're a
Mm-hmm.
live music town, and I'm spoiled, bro. I'm surrounded by some of the most incredible musicians that are doing their thing, man. They're touring. They're with some of the top artists that are out. Especially on the soul R&B end. Shout out Zoe, my man Zoe. Who's doing his thing. Him and Tall Black Guy and my homegirl
Yeah,
Devorah Bond and he's been musical director of bands, of course, with Foreign Exchange and like the soul jazz cruises and stuff. Shout out to Dre King, who plays trumpet and keys, and he's a musical director on a lot of those soul jazz cruises too. Um, so many folks, man. My man Kev Bright, old 3LG head, you know. So he's he does a lot of keyboard work for me. So and yeah, man, and that's the beautiful thing about learning how to make records properly. From being with big producers, major label producers, with me just working as an engineer. I've been blessed to be with some major producers and see how they work, right? And they might have a team of writers, cats who maybe two cats who do drum programming,
Mm.
beats. They might have another keyboard player, some bass, and they're building. And then they have a live band on top of that. So they, they'll have, they'll especially with gospel and stuff like that now, they'll do all of that. They'll blend, and that really opened my eyes to the possibilities. You know what I'm saying? So when I get beats from producers, I work with them like writers, so to speak. You know,
Okay.
yeah. So when I pick beats, um, and these guys are producers in and of their own right, but with me, and they know how I do, and I'm an engineer and a producer myself. So I'll get a beat from them. Sometimes sometimes I'll use it just as is, but a lot of times I'll it's a template and I'll add extra instrumentation to it. You know what I mean? Like where's my change? Um, you can hear that main piano riff, um, and that main piano riff. So shout out John Lane who did that beat. But that piano riff just kind of repeated itself, and I wanted it to build right as I told the story. I wanted
Mm-hmm.
everything more stuff to just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, where it was like this huge cinematic piece
Yeah.
behind the story, right?
It's like it's
So
getting climatic with your emotions in your words.
right, right,
Mm-hmm.
right, and so I had my man Kev Bright come through the crib. In fact, he also did keys on My Way Home as well. Extra keyboard work on My Way Home. Vintage did that beat. Shout out my man Vintage for VA. But Kevin came and did some more keyboard. So I had him do both those joints at the same time when he came over for a session. And literally, I just like, hey, I'm hearing some a pad, I'm hearing a soft pad, I'm hearing this, I'm hearing that. Give me a couple takes of this. Let's add some rows. Let's add this. Let's add some. Give me a vocal pad, and then literally I'll just have them play through the whole song, and what I do is have everything muted and just unmute certain things at certain times and see what I get, and then copy and paste and like literally put a puzzle together. Um, I do that. I do that a lot of times with cuts too. A lot of times RBI will give me, you know, he'll give me like 10 files, 16 files of cuts. Him just cutting stuff up, right? And I'll have to. He did that with Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, when he's cutting at the end, like literally, I had 12 files of different cuts, and I was like, "Bruh," I was like, you know, and then they trust me so much. They just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna give you a bunch of shit, take it, and just do what you do." And I picked three to four phrases that I felt worked, and just took snippets
Mm.
of them. And they were on time, so I didn't have to really move. It's just where we placed them, and all that stuff. So you know, so yeah, man. That's why working in if you working to the grid is pivotal. Gotta know the tempo so I can work to the grid, man. Because laying the stuff on the grid is pivotal. You know, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. Shout out to all the musicians and vocalists that I get to work with a lot, man. Deborah Bond, my sis. Oh my goodness, I love her so much.
Always. Yeah.
We all, yeah, she's on every project, man. Cy Smith, my other sis. She's not on this one, but she's on the last two. Um, Jay Hill, of course, my
Yeah.
bro. He's on all projects, you know. So, you know, we keep it pretty consistent. Um, and but it's like, you know, I'm always looking for new stuff as well. But I gotta have those elements, man. It's about soul music, like soul music that happens to be in laying more so in the hip hop field. But I just love soul music. I love black music. I just love black stuff, man. Just black, bliggity black. You know, I
We gotta
love it.
keep it that way, man.
Yeah, man, I love it. Unapologetically, man. I want it just to be like, just stank black. You know, I want that face crunch, like, mm. You know, that's what I go for, man. So, you know, I appreciate it. I appreciate that we have so much talent in this area, man, that we can, you know, and these guys are pulled, man. They're pulled. These national, you know, the Lettuces, the Janelle Monaes, all these people, Beyonce's, they pull our musicians, man. They're 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 like, you know, so um and you know, I'm just grateful that whenever I need to ring that bell, whenever I need to tug those capes,
Right there.
that they respond, you know.
Mhm.
Um my homegirl Cy Smith, man, she is touring the world, man, with jazz great, you know, Chris Brody or
Amazing.
whatever. Yeah, I mean, just opera houses, selling out opera houses, man. But whenever I be like, yo, Cy, I got this Joe Slim, I need you. Say less. Say less.
Mhm.
So, you know, and that's because they also respect the work though. So yeah.
Man, Cy Smith. There's a
Phenomenal.
track. There's a track on her album, the Cyberspace Social.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like the second or third track. It was Aquarius something. I never remember the exact full name of it, but
Okay.
that track right there, man,
Yeah, man.
one that always sticks with me. When you someone brings up a name,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's one of those tracks that she made that
Yeah,
I
man.
remember till this time.
And so much history, man. Singing back up for Whitney Houston, singing like, I mean, just stuff that you just wouldn't even understand because she's so down to earth. Like she's the most, you know, like regal, you know, Diana Ross meets Nina meets, you know what I mean? Just black regality, man, you know, but just down to earth, you know, and just an incredible voice, man. Like,
Mhm.
so shout out to Sis, man. Yeah, yeah.
Dope, dope, dope. Now I gotta ask you about a track you did. It's probably early 2000s with Raz Beats on this album right here,
Oh,
Balance.
wow. I don't even remember it. I remember it's a compilation, right?
Yeah,
What was the track?
the track was purely amazing.
Man, I don't think I remember that joint.
It was you, it was a Storm, the Unpredictable, and
Mm-hmm.
Natural Law, I think it was.
Oh, DP? Oh,
Yeah,
Natural
yeah,
Law. Yeah,
DP.
okay.
Yep.
Poem C's. My dude. Wow, I gotta go in there. See now, making me go back. What was that? 2000 what? Two, three or something?
I'm not sure. I think it was around maybe like 2005, somewhere around there.
That's around the time I put out the
Let me
Mr.
see
Moose
if it's
something
still
album.
around there.
That's around the time I put out the Mr. Moose something album. Must have been like right before that.
Let me see. Open it up real quick.
Yeah, we was doing so much compilation stuff back then too, man. It was like, and shout out Storm, man. Shout out
Yeah, so
my man
2006.
Storm. Yeah, shout out my man Storm, man. Storm the Unpredictable, man. I will not let people forget that name because that dude was, you know, that's my dog, man. He was a pioneer in working college and internet radio when it first really first started popping, man. And he had us, he had me everywhere. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people know about me because of Storm,
Hmm.
and work that I've done with him. So you know, he would have us at all everywhere, man. I mean, all music conferences, the Philly, like all of the stuff, man. Detroit, everywhere, man. And then and and he thank God that he always had the video camera filming our shows, man, because I was able to digitize a lot of that for the documentary. So
Nice.
a lot of stuff from the 90s and on up to the early 2000s, mid 2000s, whatever. So yeah, man. Shout out Storm the Unpredictable. My dog.
MCs be killing me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And yeah, dude. And you find some of his vinyl right now. It's gonna sell it for hundreds of dollars. They I think they got some of his stuff and like some of my really old stuff that I've seen. That's been like and so I still got some older when I really I planned on my plan is to get vinyl done for the Receipts album.
Nice.
I'm just waiting on hopefully some grant money to come through. Cross my fingers to get this done. But we're trying to get it done. No matter how long it takes, I'm gonna get it done. So it will be a limited edition of vinyl for the Receipts album because I have to get it done. I know Spinner like made me promise. He's like, man, please promise me you're gonna get this album on vinyl. I was like, yes, sir, I am. So I definitely got to get that done. So
dope. Man, it's funny. One time, I working in Brooklyn. One time, getting off work, I actually happened to be crossing paths with DJ Spinner. He said, "Yeah, what's up?"
Yeah. Oh, he's man. Spinner cool to death, man. And he got family down here, so shout out Vanessa's sister, man. But yeah, man. It's beautiful because the way that we linked up is that he was a fan. I found out on some haphazardly type, like literally, it was a blogger, some hip hop blog cat that tagged me on Twitter, thanking Spinner for turning him on to my Manhood Project album.
Wow.
And I had just put out the house, right? So he had said, Spinner, thank you for turning me on to Priest of Nomad. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, whoa. I was like,
see that again?
I was like, so I responded to dude. I was like, yo, man, respect. I linked up with him, though you make sure he had the new joint. Then I hit Spin Up. I was like, bruh. I was like, yo, man, respect. He was like, oh man, no, I'm a fan. It's like, I'm yeah. I was like, bro, and I was like, so I made sure he had, because he's on our list. He's on the DJ list, but you don't really know, because DJs download, don't download. You don't never really know.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah. So he was obviously listening to the stuff and downloading. So out the house, he wound up taking me and Jay Hill's joint, Before You Go. He took that and put it on his Apple Music mix. On his Here to There mix for Apple Music. The summer that came out. 2 summers ago, and he was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna put this record, on my hip hop mix for Here to There. And he threw that on, and I was like, wow. And we exchanged numbers and we talked. And we had like the first time we talked, man, we talked for 2 hours. Just because we were just on the same page with just so much stuff, man. And that's just the beauty of social media, bro. Like, used the right way is so amazing. Because it makes everyone touchable. Like, and like if someone happens to pay attention, they can respond. I've had people respond to me like, whoa, I would never thought, And that's how we linked up. Literally, a blogger, thanked him and tagged me on Twitter. And now he's on the album. And we're supposed to do a project together as well. So get him to slow down a little bit because he's DJing all over the world, but he wants to get a project done, so it'll happen. It'll happen at some point.
Wow.
Yeah, man, incredible.
Man,
But you
wow.
never know who's listening, man.
Yeah,
Just that's why you just like I said, I don't really worry about things I can't control who's listening. All I can do is just make the best music I could possibly make, and for the right reasons with the right energy, and just hope that people really feel that. You know what I mean? And that's all I do, man. I just stay true to. I make stuff I want to hear. You know what I mean? And I just,
that's
I
it.
try to provide what's missing. I feel like, you got so much other music out here. I was like, well, look, we got to make sure we keep this soulful hip hop bumping, and I want to make people feel like the first time I heard Electric Relaxation, or the first time I heard, you know what I'm saying, Plug Tuning, R.I.P. Dave, you know, I
Absolutely.
want to,
Mm.
first time I heard Takes a Nation of Millions, like I want to make people feel like that, um, and that's that takes real honest music from a real honest perspective and standpoint. So you can't cheat the people, man.
No,
It's one thing, you cannot cheat the people, especially our area. You can't cheat us, Slim. They'll pull your card real quick, Slim.
yeah.
So absolutely.
Mm. Mm. I gotta talk real quick about producer Choppy Chop from Humble Monarchs
Mm-hmm.
because the
Mm-hmm.
track that self esteem track, woo,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
man.
Chop.
Mm.
Shout out Chop. Choppy sound. Shout out my man. Chop is a real special place in my heart, man, because me and him been working together since the Mr. Move Something album. He's got probably the most tracks on there.
Mm.
Yeah. He's got about 5-6 tracks on Mr. Move Something. Uh, you know, he did the Carry Out with me and Crossroads. He did Love Life Music. He did the intro. I mean, there's so many joints on there he's done. So we've had our relationship for a while, man. And that brother's phenomenal, phenomenal. Uh, talented brother, man. And him and Roddy work together a lot. Him and Roddy Rod, they
Right,
real
right, yeah.
close, and yeah, they work together a lot, man. So shout out to both of those brothers because they hold me down on the beat, and I can always go to either one of them dudes, and I know I'm gonna get something special, you know. Um, and I got some other chop stuff I got in the cut right now that I got
Man.
at the same time. I'm saving it though, you know. But in fact, I think that's that beat he had won a beat battle with that self esteem beat. He had won a beat battle because he had posted it, and I was just like, bro, I hit him right away. Who got that joint? Who got that? He was like, nah, yep. So when the dough was like, all right, now lock it down, bro. Needs that. And yeah, that song was special, man, because I made that as like a message to my daughters as well. You know what I mean? In fact, my daughters is what inspired it because there's a story that when my older daughter Emery, she's 10 now, but when she was like 2, and my wife is from Charleston, South Carolina, man. So we was down Charleston, and we was a little white area, man. All these white people and stuff, and I'm pushing Emery in the stroller, and this little white girl is just grilling her, just like looking at her all mean, and just and well, my parents, she ain't used to that, right? So
Yeah.
Emery like looked at the girl, and she just kind of put her face, and she's like, "Me loves me, me love me," and I was like, "Hell yeah!" I was like, mm,
Yeah.
mm. And then looked at her. I looked at her mother. I said, "Yeah, that's what it is, Slim. Yeah, we love us." Looked at her mother, kept it pushing. You know what I'm saying? I said, now when you got it screwed, you got it messed up, Slim. And so I always would joke with her about that. And then when we got older, she got older. I said, look, I said, I'm gonna put that in. I told her I'm gonna put that in a song one day. Me love me. And so when I did it, and I had her say her voice in the beginning, and I made that part of the hook. I'm gonna tell you, like my daughter Slim, me love me, like self-esteem. Like, whenever I'm doubting myself,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's one of those songs that can kind of get me like, yeah, you know. Um, so we all need those type of songs, man, that get to us, that help pump us up,
Yeah.
you
Keep
know.
keep that spirit going. Keep
Yeah,
it alive.
yeah. So for me, having her voice on it, her being a motivation, and I told her it's like you'll have this to grow up to. So when you get older and you going through stuff, you can listen to this song with your voice on it and know your worth and know who
Yep.
you are as a strong black woman, black girl to black woman, and me love me. You know what I'm saying? That's forever. So that's the beauty of music, man. It's like it's forever when we make it. You know, I'm like you'll look. You can show your daughter, or you know what I'm saying, or your son. And if you have, it's like however, you know, um, children's grandchildren will hear this.
That's the
Absolutely.
beauty of it. We gotta
Yeah, but
keep
that
pushing
beat,
it
shout
along.
out Chop on that beat, man. Good God. Mm.
Hey Dre, if you listening, you know, you got a lot of people anticipating that album, especially me.
He's on ADST.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm working on it now. I'm mixing now. I'm mixing now. I gotta have a joint done by Friday. So
And I,
yeah,
I give him, so much respect, between his music and just the marketing that he does for
mm-hmm,
people like you, Priest of
mm-hmm,
Nomad,
mm-hmm,
for working with Canva, whole Sean Bourne, all of them.
mm-hmm. Yeah, the scene.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Shout out ADST, man. Like, he's been, you know, incredible mind. Brother has an incredible mind, incredible idea person. Um, we work well together because um, we're both on the same page as far as the grind of what it takes. And you can't bring 50-50 to the table. You got to bring 100-100
Hmm.
to the table. Um, we both understand relationships. We both understand, having to move in a certain way, but at the same time, we both got a chip on our shoulder because a lot of people doubt us. A lot of people doubt. Um, you know, um, there's a lot. There's when I came back with the Manhood Project, a little bit of a hiatus, and came back with the Manhood Project and Can't Lose the Soul and all that. People were like, a lot of people probably like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, oh, man, Priest. Yeah, yeah, remember him? Oh, you know. But I think after a while, you know, there's a number of people who wanted me to go away. Oh, you had your time in the 90s. You did your thing, didn't work out, whatever, whatever, whatever. And a lot of people, I'm sure there's a lot of people who smile in my face, and I know they have that type of paradigm, you know. Um, and I said I addressed that in the last show that we did at the Pearl Street, you know, and I hit my KRS. I'm like, we will be here forever. Like, we will be here forever and ever, and ever and ever, because this is the culture, and the culture goes on. It's not about the industry for me, you know. It's about the documentation. It's about you know doing it for reasons bigger than us. So as long as I'm able to make soulful music and meaningful music, we're going to be making it. You know, and we're just getting better. So, that's the really crazy thing is like we're just getting better,
Yeah.
you know, and
No time frame.
yeah, man, no, not at all. Like and so that's why like going up to do rappers out of control and flip the script, things like that. Because I love making music. I love just making music. That's what I love the most. But sometimes people get to talking. Blah 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 blah. Okay, all right. Well, we're gonna go up here and we're gonna go, and get busy to show you that niggas is on some MCs. We on some MC. Like there's no faking. We gets busy, like for real, and I'm about to smoke. I'm about to smoke. Don't get it twisted. I'm very humble and chill, but niggas who know me, I'm about to smoke, Slim.
Mm.
You know, and
No,
if it gotta go there, it gotta go there. Like I'm not about it just for no, but it's like sometimes, you know,
it has to be.
yeah, sometimes you gotta, the stick gotta come out. You gotta speak people's language. Some fools only understand the sword. You know what I mean? So sometimes you gotta show the sword. So, um, but that's not what we're doing. We're doing this for um making meaningful music. But it's all part of the culture. So absolutely.
Yeah. Mm. Do you have, and I've been thinking about this for a while. Do you have any work um with DJ Two Tone Jones coming up that y'all got in
Oh
the?
man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you how much I cursed out Tone for not having me on that India project, man.
Oh man.
I was like, yeah, man. I was like, bro, how could you not call me to do that project and be on that project?
And that's
But
one of the reasons why I asked too, because
right, man.
I
I
listened
was
to it, I
like,
was like,
but that's my man though. He's good people's man. But it was things happen. I didn't I'm just
right.
playing, but I was mad that I wasn't on it because I was like, bro, especially like some of the beats. I was like, oh my goodness. But everyone has their vision for projects, so I get
Yeah.
it. I understand. So,
Hmm.
but no, he told me that he definitely wanted to tap me to be on the next joint. So it's coming. It's coming. It's
Nice.
coming.
Nice.
There's a number of people that I'm trying to work with and I got on the radar to do stuff with. I'm kind of backed up right now. There's probably a number of songs I got to finish, collabs and stuff like that. We got some things down the pipe coming. Um,
Mhm.
so stay tuned. More team demo stuff. Me and XO. Um, a couple other things that are coming. I'm keeping it on the undercover, but it's gonna be huge, man. So
Got you.
um and but yeah, man, just it's coming and I know a lot of people that have been tapping me to do stuff. My main priority though is getting these projects mixed, and then getting this documentary done, like because this documentary has to get out. So those are my main obligations. So, but yes, Contraband to India is amazing, amazing project that I'm not a part of, unfortunately. So Tone, if you're watching this, screw you, man. Screw you. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so much talent here, man.
Yeah.
I mean, those, them Camber and them, Godzilla, now, like, you know, I mean, it's so many people doing their thing, batches of cats. Um, it's you have to and that's why I try to say it's like if everybody just has to do their part to keep bringing attention to the area because there's so much down here, you know, that you could tap into. a whole lot. So
Always.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Shout out Kenilworth Katrina too, man. Out in
Oh,
Cali, getting it, doing her thing. Shout out to you, sis. Keep doing your thing, man. Good gracious. And
yeah.
folks here for different all types of times, man. Pinky Killer Corn, so many folks, man. So we bringing it all together, man. Like Killer Cow and just the go go in, the trap in, the like it's folks doing their thing, man. And but I'm gonna say this, man. All of y'all youngins out here, man, that you know are trying to rap and do your thing, man. Look, just keep in mind that energy that you put into these records is getting y'all killed, man. You know what I'm saying? We just lost another youngin from around the area, man. Was a semi homie or whatever. So the PNB, all these youngins, man, that are losing their lives, man.
For
Because they
silly stuff.
still, yeah, for over stupid stuff, man. So if you're trying to, whatever your goals are in this game, whether it's industry or whether it's culture, you got to be around to reap the benefits. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So this energy that you got with the gang and the murder and the murdering is getting y'all killed, Slim. And we got to stop it. We got to stop it because it's not cool. It's not cool for no reason. It's not cool for your homies in your hood. It's not cool for the hood and the families that are there. It's not
Right.
cool for the culture. It's not cool for the industry. It's just not cool. It's just not cool, man. We got to stop these youngins. We got to stop dying. Got to stop killing each other, man. You
Yeah.
know, and all y'all OGs, man. If y'all from these hoods where things is popping off, man, y'all got to make y'all voices heard, man. Like and
Speak on it. Yep.
and we got to take these babies because they babies. They
Yeah.
babies, man. You know,
They haven't even got to enjoy life yet.
yeah, man. These babies that haven't even, like I said, you can tell these little youngins ain't like say ain't got no grown body weight or nothing yet. They just still growing up, man. These youngins ain't even getting to see, you know. I thought once the '80s happened and the cracker and all that, we got through that. I thought that was like we was golden. These youngins is man, they wilding. So
Yeah.
we gotta work, man. We gotta keep trying to touch these youngins, man. And my voice may resonate with some, and some not. My voice might not resonate with other young. So whoever they listening to, we got to talk to them, man. And that's all. Man. It's great. It breaks my heart, man. Because it's happening, and
Yeah.
there's so much going on, and we got enough to deal with the cops and 5-0, and we got to worry about these little youngins out here
Ourselves. Yeah.
wilding
Hmm.
out, killing. Come on, man, and they don't care. Nobody know how to shoot no more. Nothing. They just shooting, killing everything, walking. You know what I'm saying? It's like, good gracious, man, y'all ain't gonna hit no range, nothing. You know
Nothing.
what I mean? Ain't learning nothing, just shooting everything in sight. So yeah, we gotta stop this, man. So
Yeah. And priest, people like yourself, like I said, you in the beginning, you continue to work with the community. You can't reach everyone, but there are young people out there that are paying attention and they seeing how you are. You are the OG, you know. There's OGs that, they're still ignorant and they still trying to do the same thing they were doing 20 years
right,
ago.
right,
You know,
right,
they lucky to still be alive,
right, right.
but continue, doing that. There's always someone that you never know is going to be paying attention to that energy,
Absolutely,
your character, and
absolutely,
that'll inspire.
absolutely, brother. Yes, sir. Till the casket drops, man. We gotta keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it. That's part of the legacy. That's part of the legacy. Indeed,
Mm.
you can't do soul music and then abandon the people. You know what I mean? You can't be talking soul music and then lose the soul of the people, man. So it's like that goes hand in hand. If you're about the music for the people, then you got to be about the community for the people too. So we working, man. We working
Mhm. Mm, mm,
every
mm.
day.
That's all you can do.
Yep.
Mm. Is there anything about the new album Receipts that we might not know about?
Um, no, like I mean, like just like a story behind stories
Yeah.
or
Mm-hmm.
oh man, um, um, one of the songs that doesn't get enough attention that I would definitely want to bring attention to is "You Are the Future." Um, that's a choppy chop joint as well.
Mm-hmm.
Chop, Nathaniel Starr, my man Nathaniel Starr
Very
from VA
talented.
Charlottesville, my dog. Him and Vintage and Bluetooth Sounds, man. Shout out to both of those brothers. Nathaniel Starr, my man Wes Felton, Dub. Um, uh, that's that song is exactly what I'm talking about when we talking about the youth
Mm-hmm.
and the youngins, man. So you are the future. Please check that song out. It has a lot of meaning for me. Um, I mentioned Relisha Rudd on that song, who they still haven't found. Bodies they haven't found. And I was working at DC jail when all that stuff went down, and they was all at DC General. It was a homeless shelter, and I
Mm-hmm.
was actually at DC jail working doing IT work, and I remember all that, man. It was like they never found, So it's we have to watch our babies, man. You know what I'm saying? So and protect our babies um and talk about falling victim to a system of poverty, you know, what so that's just dear to my heart. So You Are the Future is one of those songs that we don't really get to discuss a lot because there's so much other stuff right on the album. But that's just one of the most meaningful songs to me. Because I am a father, you know, and that I do believe in our children and our babies, man. So I would just say I would implore people to check that song out and you know, whatever we can do to just keep moving forward for the community. So and the next video I will say that we're working on, the next single, um, and hopefully we'll be getting that done by spring summer is Steve Jobs. So
Ah.
that'll be the next single. Uh with the ladies stepping up. Proud's the testament. My homegirl Jenna Camille from
Yeah,
Golden
yeah.
Brown. Two incredible sisters, man. Let me tell you something about that song, man. Uh, that song is so spiritual to me. Like when that breakdown happens and Jenna starts scatting and doing her thing, and dude, when I was mixing that song, I literally had that part on loop, like
Mm.
for like a good eight, like from that part, like, and I would literally lay on the floor and just blast that joint, like, and just listen to it, especially if they was my youngest was asleep, and I was, mixing the headphones, so smoking and just sipping a little something, and I would just listen to the instrumental. We gonna keep it for life, yo, crazy, 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 like that. I love like that was our ode to native tongues, of course, because I flipped the
Mm-hmm.
excursions,
Yep.
Um, and what better time to do it, right? Than now, like, you know, um, with the anniversary of hip hop and with Dave passing and all that, I'm always been a huge native tongue, Tribe Called Quest, De La, Jungle Brothers fan and all that. So yeah, to do that record, and shout out Roddy Rod, because that's him on the track.
Yep.
Um and yeah, man, that record is probably one of my favorite records on a because of that break, man. And it just the song just goes to a whole different, to me, a whole different world
Yeah.
when that breakdown happens. And cats are scared to get emotional in hip hop. So the thing about me is, this is probably what kind of makes me enigmatic on the hip hop end. I'm a house head. I'm an underground, soulful house head. Like, so a lot of house DJs, R.I.P. Man Burns, my man Paul Howard, man, Tommy A Plane, like a lot of the cats on OMG Boys, my man Osiris and them, soulful, pull your spirit out on the dance
Yeah,
floor,
yep.
baby powder on
Yep.
the floor, house. And I used to dance for house artists too. So I love underground, deep, soulful house music. So when I can bring that type of feeling into hip hop, like, to me, that's one of the things, you know what I mean? Like the electric relaxations, the break of dawn, like those records to me, players, Slum Village, sounds like a house record almost.
Yeah.
Like the depth of it sounds like house. You know what I mean? And I just love that emotional, soulful, I'm going to, type of feel with hip hop. And if you're emotionally mature, you will love it. If you're not emotionally mature, it's still going to affect you a certain way. It might make you uncomfortable because it makes you get in touch with certain feelings, right? But I love emotional records, man. Like, and that record is like when that breakdown happened, that it's like, again, ancestral. And that, like, so um that's me.
Mm-hmm.
um I consider myself emotionally mature, so I have no problem pouring my soul out on the floor. You know, I'm one of those dudes, man.
Yeah, I grew up on house music too, and to this day, I still have that love for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's something about cats who really love house music because, again, we understand that it's an emotional music. It's a soulful
Hmm.
music, like it's spiritual
Yeah.
in a sense. So you are in touch with your emotions if you are into that type of genre of music. And when you go to a house, you go to the when house DJs is rocking, you see people pouring themselves on the floor, all over the floor, just no inhibitions whatsoever, judgment free,
Mm.
gay,
Yeah.
straight, whatever. It's just love. You know what I'm saying? Um, I love that. I love that. To me, that's what makes music powerful. And I want to, like, whenever I can bring that type of vibe to hip hop, it's like, to me, it's like the perfect marriage. Like, you know, so that's what Steve Jobs is to me, kind of like, when it goes to that level and that breakdown. So
Mm-hmm.
that'll be the next. So we're gonna get that together. And yeah.
Hmm. And the way you had DJ RBI drop those cuts
Mm-hmm.
on that track too.
Yeah. Yeah. Which brings it back to hip hop, right?
Hmm.
Right? So you had all this emotional stuff in the scat, and you could hear, she's doing her. We both have vocals on there. So I'm doing the backgrounds, that whole breakdown. Those are my vocals on the backgrounds. And she's coming in, we gonna keep it coming, and she's scatting.
Yep.
And so it's, I do a lot of the background vocals because my tone is rich, me being a man, whatever. So I'll have that and then have the flutters all around, right? So because harmonically it just sounds rich, you know. Um and she just, I mean, I told Jenna, I gave her a demo of it and I said, yo, man, do your thing. Killed it. And I was just like, when I got them files back, bro, Like I literally teared up, man. I was like, "Oh my god, yo, this is so dope." I was like, "This joint is so dope." I was like, "Yo," I was just looking in amazement, like stuck, like, "What? Oh my god, man, what is this here? What is this? What am I going to do, man?" And then, like you said, adding RBI back into the mix was just making sure we bring it back to hip hop, right? To add that hip hop element back in, to say yes, this belongs. It all belongs in hip hop. There's no limit to what we can do with this.
Yep.
The sky is the carpet, my dude. You know what I'm saying? So I just love it. I love the challenges of reaching those emotions in people, man. You know what I'm saying? And just not being afraid to take a chance. And if you don't get it, you don't get it. Okay, all right. But those who get it, and sometimes you just got to grow up to it. You might not get it right now. Maybe you go through something in your life 5, 10 years from now, you're like, wow, okay, now I get it. That's cool. I'm cool with that. Because we make music that's forever. You know what I mean? It's no term limits on this.
It's not a business for us. We fully embrace the
Yeah.
culture, the music. This is what we came up on. Our roots show in our music.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Man, preach the Nomad. If y'all been listening, you definitely gonna appreciate Receipts. If y'all haven't heard the album, definitely go check that out. Definitely go support it. He has CDs right now for it, as I showed him before.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you
Man,
can get that off the Bandcamp too. I got the
man,
physicals or the digital download from my Bandcamp, priestthenomad.bandcamp.com. So
fire.
have at it.
I'm gonna put that in the link real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And is there any other future maybe collaborations or features that you could speak on?
Um. Well, like I said, I mean, me and Team Demo are doing some stuff. I'm doing some stuff for their project with a joint with XO that I need to get going. There is I got a joint that I stepped to actually that would probably just getting this together that I got a beat for that I'm doing with Joe D, my man Joe D.
Joe
Uh,
D.
yeah, Joe D and YU actually, and those brothers, I'm fans, Um, and again, some bigger ones that I can't really mention right now,
Mhm.
but definitely soul artists, and like I said, man, I'm just I'm ready to I'm definitely going to be open to doing a lot more stuff. This is a couple of things. It's probably about 5 or 6 things I got on deck that I got to finish, collabs and stuff and songs. But then again, just getting this documentary done, bro. Uh, so that's priority. So whoever guys will step into me to do some music, do some work, I'm down. Just be patient with me. Gotta get this documentary done, Slim. Gotta get this thing done. So yeah, but it's coming. Definitely a lot of stuff is coming. A lot of people been hitting me up. So yeah.
Mhm. Definitely anticipating that documentary.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
A lot
So
of history. I'm sure there's gonna be some history, for you in the DC DMV area,
mhm.
for me to learn.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to make sure that it's hitting a number of different angles and it's compelling. Things that haven't really been discussed um, before, and especially I've been a part of a few documentaries. Also, um, I will be on Biz Markie's documentary. Biz documentary is going to be coming through Showtime. I think sometime in the summer or fall this year. Shout out Tara, his wife, my sis. They had me be a part of that. So I haven't seen it, but I know we filmed for it. Part of it was filmed here, because of course Biz they live down here. So, and me and Gemini and a couple of the Mad Titan DJs that he was with before he passed. So, yeah, man. So that I'm looking forward to seeing the final of that. Sasha Jenkins did that. Yeah,
Nice.
so he's on that. Who did a lot of the Mass Appeal stuff. Rick James and all that other documentaries. So he's the main person that helped put that together with the family. So so yeah, part of that and the DMV hip hop documentary that Black Market DMV is working on, and Two Facing them, and then my joint as well. So yeah, but I just want to make sure that on mine that we're dealing with some things that haven't been dealt with, and then of course my story is particular, and the people that I have in my that I'm connected to are all across the board, and I want to make sure that the city recognizes the prominence that has come throughout the city, especially U Street. Um, the people that are doing incredible, phenomenal things from this whole little art scene on this 5 to 6 block corridor, right? All these phenomenal people from Ta-Nehisi Coates, who's on the documentary. Who's shout out to Ta-Nehisi, he's doing a new Superman movie right now, writing that, and that's going to be a big surprise with that.
Big, yeah.
It's going to be a huge surprise with that. White people going to be mad, put it that way. And my homegirl Camilla Forbes, like I said, runs the Apollo. I got both of them at the Apollo, on the documentary, and my homegirl Delia Gonzalez on Channel 9, USA 9, like media, television media, radio folks, Gemini, so all different walks, not just artists, but they can also attest to the scenes here, because they came either up through U Street or different other scenes that they can speak upon, DMV hip hop. So, and my story as well. So, yeah, so we're gonna get it together, man.
Absolutely. So, and before we go, I gotta give a shout out to the people that have been commenting, tuning in the whole night. We got Erica Weber.
Madism, my sis. Yeah.
Also got Craig Kilgore.
Yes. Video dude. Video guy Craig. Yep.
DJ Rage.
Guess who steps? Shout out to DJ Rage, man. That's Guess Who from the Receipts album, and Before You Go from the Out the House album. Yeah. That's my dog. Detroit in the house.
And DNA.
Okay. Salute.
Much respect. Again, thank you, Priest Nomad, for taking that time. Let us know about Receipts, the documentary, the continuous and important support that you do throughout the community.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me. Once again,
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you.
Definitely.
Yeah. We got through the technical difficulties. We're all good. All right, bro.
All right. On behalf of our HHDG media crew, we're going to say peace.
Peace.